All right. What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Lamarcus represent Beyond God and Grit. This is just a beautiful podcast that I am so blessed to be a part of. I'm super blessed to be a part of this podcast. God gave it to me for a reason and a purpose, and I'm honored, and I will do the best of my abilities to make sure that I am the blueprint for y'all. So if you're going through or gone through what I've been doing and you don't want to mess up, guess what? Listen to my words. But let me just get started real quick. Most people think collapse looks loud. Like imagine a bridge falling, a building exploding and collapsing, things of that nature. But I'm gonna tell you this: it doesn't. It doesn't always look loud. Okay, sometimes collapse looks like continuing on and pressing on while all the while we're slowly drifting. And there I was. Okay, I was leading publicly, I was wrestling privately, I was doing the right things externally, but I was negotiating internally. What does that mean? Holla at me, Marcus. What does that mean? That means it looked like I was doing some things right, but in the inside, I didn't have a heart check. My heart wasn't checked. My focus wasn't being a man of integrity. My focus wasn't being, I'm going to be guiding my family and guiding these amazing students to Christ, because that's what we need. That's what we're doing. Now, collapse doesn't always look loud. I'm going to tell you this. I was doing the right things, like I said, externally, while negotiating internally, and I crossed lines I never thought I would. Not because I wanted destruction, but because I was tired, unchecked, and unguarded. My heart wasn't guarded in the Lord. I wasn't checked. I was unchecked. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are struggling, and you might be a pastor, if you're struggling or you're really trying to overcome some things, read Hebrews chapter 12, verses 5 through 11. I'm giving you homework, children. Listen to me. Hebrews 12, 5 through 11. That's exactly what happens when you leave yourself unguarded and unchecked. And I won't give details. I'm just letting you know. Some people might be listening to this, just being like, "Oh, what's the T?" I like HTO though, but what's the T? I'm not going to do that, not because I'm hiding, but because my wife and my family deserve dignity. I plastered them all over the news. Hell, I was even on Yahoo. I had people from New York City. There's this dude that when I worked for First Priority, he was like, "Hey man, you good?" I'm like, "What you talking?" He let me know what's up. It was crazy. It embarrassed my wife. It embarrassed me. But again, what matters isn't what happened. What matters is what I learned. So there's a difference between confession and spectacle. And I learned that real accountability doesn't humiliate, it heals. I had the beautiful honor and blessing to have God eliminate everybody that wasn't supposed to rock with me out of my life. He eliminated everyone. He let churches and some people, I guess, be exposed. And he kept the real ones in my life. I'm going to tell you this right now. So this is Between God and Grit with your boy Lamarcus, right? I also created another podcast. I'm going to say co-created now, but with my boy Malik McKenzie. Now, if you've seen or listened to Sorry Not Sorry, you understand. It's an amazing podcast to a point where for a Christian podcast, y'all, we were top 15% on Spotify. Shout out. Okay. And so I have this, it's a creative outlet, but my boy, my bro, my co-host, his name is Malik McKenzie, y'all. He also has a show. It was a segment on Sorry Not Sorry called Chilling with the Fam. I wholeheartedly and firmly believe that this show will be one of the greatest shows on the internet in this lifetime. Chilling with the Fam, y'all, under Malik. It's gonna be fire. This dude already he's taking jabs at people, Cowboy fans. He said he's living behind enemy lines. And I was like, you like it. I know you like it. You like the controversy. He has people talking smack 24/7. And the man knows his football. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If I were ever to like coach my son's team, I would ask him to be defensive coordinator. Defensive minded, awesome boss. But I'm pretty sure he was a running back, so he can do some damage to offense too. Dude's just gifted. Preach preteens. He can preach to anybody, I'm trying to tell you. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. He was one of the people that rode with me, wanted to defend me, everything. And out of respect for my wife, who is I truly believe my wife is a Proverbs 31 wife. And I'm saying that because it's the truth. This woman has been the glue in my failures to hold everything together. And I appreciate her. But back to Malik, chilling with the fam. It was just an honor. So we had to kill that off because the situation I placed them in. We had sponsors and everything. Had to kill it off. And now I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't have killed it off. Shouldn't have killed it off. Frank Watson. He is our third host, also the engineer, producer, just a tech-minded guru. He's a genius. And he's also he's also been in the background. He's always been like away doing ministry and things of that sort. But now that we're all in the same area, he's a big timer at a Christian tech company. I don't know if I'm supposed to say the name or anything like that. I just want to honor him with that. But they're doing things, creating curriculum and things of that nature that are literally going to change how the church does ministry. And I think it's so dope that he's one of the head honchos, like a leader for this innovation. So Frank is not even knee deep. He's like shoulder deep in creation and things of that nature. He'll be on season 2 periodically, which should be coming spring of 2026. Get ready, okay? But go over and listen to Chilling with the Fam. I'm going to post a link at the bottom of this YouTube so you can go over and check out his podcast. I know it was coming soon, but I know he's working diligently on it. It's going to be legit, all right? But again, let me go back. So, I learned and I got to experience that God can take a situation that's ugly as hell, excuse my language, but it's ugly as crap, and glorify him. I'm trying to tell you, my guy Justin Bond, that's my brother right there, y'all. He was just like, forget everybody, follows the Lord. We got to get back. My man, one of my other brothers, his name, we call him G Acosta, very amazing dude. He held my family up when I couldn't. All these men that I'm talking about, these 4 guys here, Justin, Malik, G, and Frank, held me up. I learned the difference between that. I learned that real accountability doesn't humiliate, it heals. There's a graceful way to keep somebody accountable. There's a graceful way to walk with somebody, a graceful way to just sit there and talk with somebody. Hey, you're in the mess, but how are you doing? I truly believe that type of stuff is God's love. So I had to face the gap between who I preached about becoming and who I was actually being. And I wasn't being a man of integrity. I was being a coward. I had so many secrets, and the Lord exposed them. And I'm going to tell y'all this real quick. Again, I had to face the gap between who I preached about becoming and who I was actually being. I'm going to let y'all know that gap, it will cost you everything if you ignore it. I pushed it down, I pushed it down, I pushed it down. And I said stuff like, I'm not going to do it again. God, I got this. We can do this. No, it became a habitual habit. And habits are detrimental to your life. Negative habits are detrimental to your life. And it will cost you everything if you ignore it. And it cost me my life. But those individuals, even my wife showed me grace that didn't excuse me. It was grace without excuses. It confronted me. God took me through this situation of Hebrews 12, 5 through 11, and it confronted me. So I'm being confronted by the Almighty God. I'm being confronted by my wife. I'm being confronted by my brothers and my parents. I'm just being confronted by everything. God's grace didn't excuse me. It confronted me. But God didn't shame me like these people did. God didn't shame me. He didn't make me feel bad. He didn't judge me like some of these cats at my daughter's dance studio and beyond. He didn't do any of that. He didn't shame me, but he didn't let me hide from any of it. I didn't hide either. It exposed some things that I'm now in therapy. It's going on a while now, which is awesome. I'm blessed. And it's really helped because I just kept burying it. I even told my children, hey, this is what happened. And my son, our son, I only have one baby mama, that's my wife, was like, I'll never hate you. My oldest was like, that's 2023. You're not trying to be that same person anymore. I forgive you. Our special needs daughter was like, I love you, Daddy. And I was like, yes, that's crazy that she comprehended that. Never, ever, 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 ever be surprised at a cerebral palsy, beautiful warrior princess, what she can do and what they can understand. I'm letting you know that season stripped away performance. It stripped away my ego, and it stripped away any shortcuts. I pause because I just think of the fact that how beautiful and mighty and amazing God is. The wages of sin is death, and I'm trying to tell you, I should have died 1,000,000 times over. Another thing that was stripped away outside of my performance was my ego. There's nothing worse than working with a person that has an ego. And you can be a man of God and a pastor and a shepherd, a teacher, and still have the worst ego. He stripped away my shortcuts. And what remained was the work. You got to get to work, boss. And yes, I'm talking about you. If you have your addiction, if you have your calling, get to work. Nothing's going to come forward to you unless you go to it. The Bible, it's biblical. Even God said, draw near to me and I will draw near to you. If the creator of the world, the Almighty God who died on the cross for you and for me, said that in his word, that's exactly what we must do. Relationships take work. Building something takes work. Growing a business takes work. Working on your craft or your hobbies, all of this takes work. And what remained was the work. And if you're listening right now, and you're in a quiet war right now with yourself, family, hear me clearly. I feel like Morpheus in the Matrix Revolutions, where he was like in that cave underground. He had this sleeveless like robe thing on, and he was like, silence! Hear me. I don't know, man. I got problems. Y'all. Because, like, if I would have heard somebody in the distance, silence, hear me, I would have been like, no, I don't hear you. Shut your mouth. But submitting to authority is what's right. Everybody has something to say. Everybody has something to bring to the table. So I want you to hear me clearly. Hear me when I say this. Ignoring the crack doesn't preserve the foundation, it weakens it. I ignored the crack for decades, fam. Decades. Infidelity, porn, lust, all this other stuff. Unacceptable. We were not meant to live this way. Ignoring the crack doesn't preserve the foundation, it weakens it. It weakens it. So in the next episode, I'll tell you why I stayed, why I didn't quit faith, why my wife didn't quit our marriage, and why I didn't quit purpose. Because obedience, true obedience, isn't flashy, fam. It's very, very long. Now remember this, until next time, I love you. Keep God first, and all will fall into place. Peace.